Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Thatcher and Darren Doctorman, the Weirded Beardos.
Well, what do you know? It's the Beardos back again. No one knows when we'll be back.
No, we like to keep our
We like to keep you guessing.
keep our fans on their toes. Oh, we really I can barely sleep.
That's almost 40 toes.
Wow. Wow.
Quack, 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 quack.
Man. Burgess Meredith. I liked his penguin.
I loved his penguin.
Good penguin.
His penguin is unsurpassed.
My favorite was Florida orange juice commercials. Just like scare people from having Florida. Fresh Florida orange juice. Like, oh my god. It's the last.
He'll make you a heavyweight champion. Fresh
Drink orange juice. Ah. And they went from Anita Bryant to Burgess Meredith. I mean, that's a hell of a range. Yeah, there's a deep cut for you millennials. Who the hell are we talking about?
And millennials don't know. They just don't.
You don't know. I'm not throwing shade at millennials. Like I mean,
Sure you are.
well, the only reason they don't know is because they grew up with a fire hose of information that's contemporary, and we grew up with LPs and old movies and TV show reruns because there were 3 channels, well, 4 if you counted PBS, and so you just became a fan of old stuff, just if you were a fan of media at all,
because at the time the only cheap stuff that TV had to throw at you was the old stuff that didn't require
old reruns, old Rascals, Groucho, Marx Brothers, no stuff that was cheap for the syndication.
Yeah.
So that's why all us oldsters are much more. Well, not all of us, just us who are into films and TV, have more of an encyclopedic knowledge. I wonder what. Okay, so there's a question that I posit.
Yes.
If you were born after 1980, and pretty much media was much more immediate from VHS tapes to DVDs to what we have now.
Right.
So you're, 30 years old, and it's all kind of there now. And now you're 40.
If you were born in 1980, you're 45.
No. I'm saying, but at 30 years old, you've had all this.
Oh, right.
And so between millennials and then, I guess, what's the next one?
Gen Z.
Millennials aren't. I guess that's Gen Y. Millennials are born in 1990, I think. Anyway,
millennials are born in 2000 because that's why they called it the millennium.
Oh, okay. Whatever. I don't care. I don't. Contrary to popular belief, I don't socialize with kids. Even though I look like Santa. Oh, children, stay away!
I wouldn't call that socializing.
That's what my lawyer said I should call. You started it.
I did not.
You didn't start the rumor. Yes. Oh, so what will they talk about when they're 60? Going like, hey, remember? We talk about memes. Remember
how everyone used to pass around memes?
Remember when stuff was 2D? Remember when it wasn't goggles and 3D? I mean, what would they? I guess they'll talk about SpongeBob. I remember SpongeBob. Their kids
probably.
Yeah,
SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Sure.
I guess. Yeah. Who knows? Who can know these things?
See, that's the ironic thing. The Cowardly Dog was named Courage.
Well, yeah.
That's ironic because
interesting.
He's not courageous.
Teaching children about irony. Should we talk about the elephant in the room? And it's not a fat joke. This last week, I don't know, maybe you want to talk about it. It is political, but it also impinges on our industry very much so.
What industry is that?
The entertainment and television, specifically the quashing of, or the relieving of duty Jimmy Kimmel, and how that's scary. That's a slippery slope of I don't like it when people make fun of me.
I'm of two minds of this because I didn't hear this outrage years ago when Gina Carano was fired for giving her opinion.
There was an outrage.
No, there wasn't. Not from the left.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. But there was. You said you didn't hear outrage, but I heard outrage.
Well, yeah, but it's just it all depends on whose ox is gored.
Well, the thing is, if people were outraged, it was at Disney, which I get. I mean, I'm outraged at Disney every day. This is the government, which is a different thing. The
No,
government,
again, it's Disney. Again, it's
no,
Disney.
but the government leaned on
The
Disney, not.
government didn't lean on anybody.
No,
That's
it's been. Are you kidding? Have you been not listening to the news? The
I've been
FCC
listening
chairman,
to
which is the government, basically said, "Do you want this deal to go through?" Well, it was with Next Gear. Anyway, it's if you don't think that is a chink in a wall that could tumble easily in this administration, then I think you're kidding yourself. He's
Well,
already said on camera, I don't like it when they make fun of me. 97% of these people say bad things about me, and that's illegal. That should not be. And that's crazy. You can say fuck the president, and that's free speech.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, they said it
But
to Biden all the time, and no network was
yeah,
like, "Oh,
because he didn't realize anyone was talking about him.
yeah." But you're skirting the point. You're skirting the issue.
No,
Um,
the issue is government
Government
suppressing free
censorship, yeah,
speech.
exactly, and
And
that's what
I don't think that's happening. But we have a difference of opinion.
it's. Well, it's censoring. It's putting pressure on corporations who are kowtowing because they want to make deals. I mean, the Next Gear has this merger they want to do that has to be approved by the FCC. So the FCC leans on them and say, hey, it's mob activity. You want that? You want that nice deal to go through? You own more lit stations? Maybe you should shut that Kimmel guy up. I mean, that's what's happening, and that's scary. You should be concerned. I'm not saying run to the hills and pack up and get guns. I'm just saying it's a concerning for me. It's a concerning trend in this administration.
I think it's even more concerning when someone is shot for giving their opinions.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But nobody's saying, well, that's not the problem.
Well,
Nobody's saying, well, that's not a problem. Everyone's going, that's horrible. Every single person, left and right, has condemned it.
Everyone is not saying that. Look,
Any pundit. I mean, yeah, there's people dancing in the streets, but whatever. I mean, they're assholes. I mean, look,
yeah.
both sides have their fair share of assholes.
Well,
but telling a comedian, again, this wasn't the news. Trump says, the news is fake. It's fake. It's not news. He's being censored because he said this kid was MAGA. That's what he's being censored. And not because, and he said Trump didn't look that butthurt about it when he didn't. They said, what do you think about the Kyle, or whatever, not Kyle Rittenhouse, the shooter? And Trump, yeah, it was terrible. Anyway, do you see the big ballroom we're building? And you're like, wow. So, I mean, that deserves to be laughed at because it is shocking that Trump doesn't really care so much about it. He cares more about his ballroom. Anyway, I just think Trump is Trump. That's a whole thing. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying the fact that people are getting taken off the air is concerning. I'm not saying it's the end of the world, but I'm saying if that starts happening more and more, then we're heading towards what Russia was or is.
Well, I don't agree, but I think that's okay.
Because you like Russia, you want to live. Why don't you go move to Russia?
Well, there's lots of lovely women in Russia that I would love to.
Yeah, if you trust them, you're dumber than you look.
I am dumber than I look.
Okay. Well, you sound pretty smart.
I freely admit.
I have three friends or acquaintances that married Ukrainian women who are beautiful and smart and 20 years younger than them. And as soon as that visa thing, within 3 months, they're like, bye, and took out the money.
I mean, look, I've watched 30 or 90 Day Bachelor. I know what goes on.
This is real. These are like engineers who fell madly in love, and I met other people in my industry, a camera guy. Met their wives. They were lovely.
Stupid who believe in fairy tales.
And I remember people were like, "She's so nice." I'm like, "Yeah, of course she is. She's
nice. She's playing a role,
and she's in a much better place than she was. I'd be nice too." Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Russian women are gorgeous, and yeah.
Anyway, I went on a little couple day trip to Vegas this week.
Oh, and, I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't sorry. It was a good thing. I was able to have a couple free nights at a hotel that they sent me, benefit offer, and I got to go see the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere.
Oh, I saw you commenting on it.
Yeah. And you know what? I was trying to keep an open mind about the whole thing because I saw some previews of it, and it looked terrible because of all the stuff they were changing. But you know what? As a remix
Right.
of
Right.
that movie, I think it's pretty amazing. And
Well,
it
our buddy Ralph Winter is, in
yes,
charge of all that
absolutely.
stuff, and so
He's one of the people in charge, and our friend Craig Barron was one of the visual effects experts working on it. And
how were the flying monkeys? That was the only thing I saw in the teaser.
no,
I was like,
that's the stupidest thing. These
puppets or marionettes.
inflatable flying monkeys that they fly around the auditorium. That's the least impressive of
Yeah,
everything.
that was the one thing I was like, oh, really? I mean, I get where, if it was 3D glasses and you could do that,
Yeah,
visually,
no, it has nothing to do with the
yeah,
actual presentation.
it
But
looks cool though. I mean,
the actual
yeah.
presentation is really cool. They start out with it looking like a regular movie theater. The inside of the
Oh, so you've
of
got walls and curtains.
it's like you're walking into a concert hall
Okay,
with baffles in the ceiling and big speakers up and
like the show scan demo. Remember where it looked like a stage and the
no,
curtains open? Yeah,
it's like that.
yeah.
But they open the curtains and they start showing the 1939 movie, and it's just on a small screen, and you're
Square.
thinking, "What the heck is going on?" And then the whole freaking thing expands to fill the space, and all of a sudden you're in sepia tone clouds and large credits.
Oh, it looks really
It's
cool.
pretty amazing. The way that it has been turned into first person cinema. The stuff that Doug Trumbull show scan
Yeah.
was touting,
Pioneer, yeah.
40 years ago,
Yeah.
has sort of come to pass with this, and it's really amazing. The most impressive sequence is the cyclone,
I was gonna say the Twister. Yeah.
and this is where it deviates from the actual presentation of the movie. They turn this into a first person experience where you see Dorothy inside the house and you see the house flying around you, and you see Miss Gulch flying around on her bicycle. She turns into the witch, but all the while you're inside the tunnel of the cyclone. You're looking up at it.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you're experiencing the cyclone from your own POV.
Like you're in there with Dorothy, not watching it happen to her.
Yeah, but you're not with Dorothy. She's
Oh.
in the house, and the house is flying around her.
Oh, I see. So it goes away from you, and you're in the. Oh wow,
Yes.
fun.
And then it finally evolves, and it comes down, and it wipes the screen again like it does in the movie, and then we're in Oz. But it's pretty amazing. And they have floor effects going on. They have wind and
Right.
smoke flying around in the
I
auditorium.
heard snow with the poppies, some kind of snow or bubbles.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like bubble snow, like
Yeah.
fire foam.
Yeah.
But
Still.
it's pretty fun.
What are the tickets, or did you get in comped?
No, I didn't get in comp.
What were they, $150 or something?
I was able to get the cheapest one at the show that I had to go to.
The senior, of course.
$240.
Macaulay Culkin face.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think there are $150 tickets at other shows, like during the daytime.
Oh, the matinee.
I had to go
Wow.
at night.
That's
Just because of
crazy.
time constraints, but you know what?
Keeps the
it was
rabble out.
it was worth it because it's
I mean, it sounds amazing. Yeah, it's an experience. It's like a rock concert.
yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Editorially, they take out about a half hour out of the movie.
Really?
Yeah. Look, it's not the movie. It's
Right.
like,
It's an experience.
it's a remix of the movie.
Is there anything they took out, like the Winkies watching? Oh, we are.
They have it in there. It's different. They took out the Cowardly Lions. If I were King of the Forest song.
What? That's sacrilege.
And pretty much all the songs are chopped.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, but you get the feeling of it. One of the great things is David Newman, the composer and conductor, did a whole re-recording of the music
I heard that.
and it sounds so good, and it is so.
Probably in 70 speakers around you,
Oh
right?
yeah, no, it is so well done in terms of its fidelity to the original source.
Wow.
And we have our characters singing along with this newly recorded music. It just sounds great, and kudos to them for doing that. I hope they release a soundtrack of this, because I would love to have that in my
Well,
personal music collection. But
how? Because I keep hearing that Vegas is dead and it's going bankrupt. How was it? Was it quiet? I mean, this time of year is quiet
it seemed
anyway.
normal. It seemed normal. I mean, the August and September are usually slow months
Right.
for Vegas because it's so freaking
When
hot.
we were there for con, it was for TrekCon. It seemed
Yeah,
normal. We went out and you had to
yeah,
wait for dinner
yeah.
reservations.
It seems just as crowded as any time.
I don't. Yeah, all these pundits like Vegas is dead, real estate. Maybe I know they're talking real estate
Yeah,
primarily,
yeah.
but
But
they're
that's
saying
good. That's good for us who may want to
right,
move to Vegas
right,
someday.
right, right. So all the Wizard of Oz thing brings up the point that they had to do the backs of heads and the sides of heads when they were out,
Yeah,
and they had to. How did
that
that look?
that's one of the less successful aspects of it. All the sort of AI stuff that they were highly touting was kind of middling,
Yeah.
uh, and
Should
they
they have
do
called?
this. They do
Should they have
this
called
strange
Ozoid?
thing. Yeah, no, they probably should have.
Yeah.
But they have this sort of strange thing when they were compositing sort of the main character in a medium shot, and they had to create the surrounding characters. Uh,
Right.
they would throw them out of focus, which
Right.
which
Oh.
is very odd.
I
And
saw on the teaser stuff it showed like Ray Bolger as the Scarecrow was kind of like here in frame, and now he's like
yeah, they
here in
they
frame.
needed they needed a couple of actually good character animators to take care of that, because the AI just cannot fill
Yeah.
in convincing character movement. If they're bringing them in from off screen.
Right.
Um,
Interesting.
and there are a couple shots that look really plasticky, uh, and it's that is, and I've been told that will be evolving in this particular project, that they will be
Right.
updating it from time to time.
Room of
Uh,
improvement.
but it was interesting seeing all the sort of YouTube videos and announcements of this, that they were talking about, all these fantastic artists that were working on it, and yet they didn't interview any of the artists. They were only interviewing the IT guys who were handling the AI,
Right.
because of course they're paying the bill. You
Right.
know, Google is sponsoring this thing, and
You know that.
and so we were just seeing all these technicians who were taking credit for all this stuff, and I think that is one of the problems with it. There's a lot of technician speak in this that isn't very convincing, and I think they needed more artists like our friend Craig Barron on there, who was he told me the other day he was particularly concerned with the recreation of the Emerald City, and that is amazing. All the scenes that happen in the Emerald City, we were basically looking up into the spires of it during the whole sequence, and it's amazing. They look like chunks of emerald
Wow.
that have been honed into buildings. It's
Wow.
really,
Well, I mean, that's what CG does infinitely well is recreate hard surface stuff. So that's not
yeah.
surprising. Yeah.
No, look, it's not just CG. It's no matter what the technique, it's the artists that really
Right. Right.
create
But I
how
mean,
it looks, and are responsible for
but I
that.
know they didn't use miniature, so I'm assuming
Right,
it's
right.
yeah.
It's
But
CG and matte painting and
yeah.
other things that there may be sort of AI
Do you
roots
think
to it.
do you think there's a space for a 3D like with glasses or goggles or something version
You
of
don't need 3D. It's so
really?
big.
Yeah.
It's so big that 3D would just screw up your brain. Uh,
Well, that's already happened.
you are surrounded by the scene.
Right, right. No, well, it's like a 180 or like 200, but it kind of angles up, I guess, because of the raked. I mean, I've never been to the Sphere except outside of it, but the images I see, it's like a raked stage, and it kind of is wrapped around it like a hoodie. But
Yeah, the stage is insignificant because it's at the bottom of
I mean, sorry, the seating
the
is
seats.
raked.
Yeah, the seats are yeah, as a what do you call it? A Coliseum seating.
Right. So if you look behind you, is there a screen behind you, or does it go like 180
No,
to
it goes pretty much
up and
90
over?
100 degrees above your head, and I was in the section that was right behind the break of
Okay.
screen and ceiling. Uh, but it's pretty amazing. I mean, the people sitting next to me were convinced that the beginning of the thing that looked like an auditorium was real, and I said, I got a feeling that everything we're looking at is fake.
We're not in Kansas
But
anymore.
it looked absolutely real.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
had they had these big sort of theater speaker rigs hanging from the ceiling,
Nice.
and I was trying to shift back and
Right.
forth
Right.
there was any perspective shift. And there wasn't, but it was so far away. It seemed like
Right.
it was okay.
Wow.
All of it fake, but it
What,
looked absolutely real.
what is it? A different frame rate? Are they projecting at 60, or do you know?
It's probably 60.
I can't imagine
Uh,
that would be 24. Just
it's not 24. Yeah,
yeah.
but it didn't feel videoized.
So it could have
So
been 30 or
they probably have some pull down going on somewhere.
well, that goes on backstage.
Oh my! But one of the funny things, the first half hour before the show, you can hear the orchestra tuning up and practicing,
Oh, that's cute.
but it's all a recording.
I know,
It's
but I mean that's
amazing.
cute.
It's so fun.
It's reminding me of Fantasia in terms of
Yes,
the idea. And actually, I wonder. I mean, Disney's not involved in any of this, but I wonder if that's something where they would go, "Hey, let's do this with Fantasia," which in some ways would be harder because you're copying hand drawn animation. You know, in that you would need real artists. You couldn't just go, "Hey, AI, copy the centaurs running in," or the I don't know. It'd be interesting, but
yeah, I don't think it would be any harder. I think it would be equally as hard. But uh,
yeah, but like doing an Emerald City thing as opposed to matching, you know, Ward Kimball style animation. I think to your point, you'd need more artists, not
yeah,
technicians. Yeah,
yeah.
very cool. Well, yeah, it's on my bucket list, but
I think you should go as soon as you can because who knows? I mean, I don't think they're
if they're going
struggling
to
for
censor
money.
it,
I
is
think
that
they're
what you're
doing
going to say?
okay.
If the government is going,
Yeah, if the government allows you to. Um, no, I think that one of the interesting things that starts in Munchkin Land is that all the backgrounds are lit with sunlight,
uh,
and it doesn't look like like
it
stage
doesn't like
lighting.
stage, yeah, because you
Yeah.
watch. I mean, I have the 4K, and you're like, oh, I mean, you can see where the psych is, and
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, and that's fine
right,
because
yeah,
we're in that
right.
headspace. But uh,
So they,
there's a little bit of disconnect between the characters lit by stage lights
right, right.
and the backgrounds, which are lit realistically.
Interesting.
It sometimes works, but most of all, it doesn't.
They didn't color time it to make it.
No,
Well,
it's color time, but you can't really fake the the fill and
right, right.
the directionality of
Well,
some.
you can, Darren. It's just a lot more expensive.
I don't. I can't imagine how much more
Oh,
expensive this thing would
have
be.
you? Well, yeah. Have you seen? Speaking of exactly that, there's a software called like Greeble or
Relighter.
no, this is different. It's called literally. Like, it's out of a South Korean guy built it. I saw it in NAB, and he takes. You can relight. Maybe it's the same concept. You can take any 2D image and relight it because it uses depth maps, creates a 3D model, and then so the demos were just like me sitting here with this hard left light, and then you put in it's like Deeble or Double or Greeble, and Beeble I think it is, and then it just shows just lights flying around and underneath, and it completely changes the lighting on the character
Hmm.
which is a real actor, and I can do that with a 2D image, CG 3D, And so you can actually do that now. It's kind of insane. He says obviously the best way to light things is just sort of generally flat, and then
Right.
you'll create the shadows. If you have something with a hard chiaroscuro light, it's
It's going to be tough to fight that.
not
Yeah.
as effective. Yeah. So, but considering the Wizard of Oz was lit pretty flat for Technicolor, you could probably do that. Anyway,
Yeah.
cool.
It'd be interesting to see tests on that because
I
I
don't
think
think
that's
you and I are
one of the main stylistic things that
right.
sort of took me out of it a little bit.
But
Because,
we're picky because
of
we're
course, because we're raised to notice this shit. But
well,
anyway, so
I wasn't raised that way.
that was my experience, and I had a couple jackpots that I won in
I
the
saw that.
games.
Were you just how much did you invest to win the
I
$1,400?
can talk about that. Let's
See,
just say I had a few $100 already
okay, so it was
invested.
worth the investment.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you
I
get the? Did you get the bug? Did you get the bug? If you invested a few $100, then you've got the bug of like pulling the thing there, right?
I I have the bug during my time there, but any
Yeah.
other time I'm fine.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. Well, my
I
experience.
find it fun. I find it fun, and
I
I just
I
play
get it.
things I enjoy, and you know.
My new version of gambling is invested in Bitcoin in the last 2 weeks. Not Bitcoin, sorry, I should say altcoins or crypto. I invested in crypto, which is a whole thing. And then they say to keep your crypto safe, you need to
Uh-huh.
get a little digital wallet, is what they call it.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it's just like QR codes and passcodes and 24-word um,
Yeah.
phrases that you need. It's a lot. And it took me 2 days to, well, buying it's easy. That make that easy. And then you find
Right.
out, well, I want to transfer it from Coinbase, which is, they say, if you're a newbie, it's great. I want to transfer it to my digital wallet so it's safe. Oh, that's going to take 30, that's going to take 72 hours. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's banks 2.0. And I don't know if they're making money on the VIG, on the float, as we used to call it, like banks do. It's like, oh yeah, we'll give it to you, like Disney does with a paycheck. You've got 90 days to pay you. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Um,
No, I think any fluctuation between the price when you actually
yeah,
press sell
right,
and when they deliver it to you is
right.
there.
Well, and this isn't even sell. I'm just trying to here. That's a little more understandable. This is like just
This is
put
just
this
transferring. Yeah.
transfer over, pretty much almost instantaneous. Well, that's going to take 72 hours. So that was a little disconcerting. But now that it's in, well, on Monday it'll be in my wallet. And
Hopefully.
then yeah, hopefully, yeah. Trust me, that's why I didn't
And
invest
they
a lot.
can't access it, and probably you can't either.
Well, what's interesting is what it made me think of is like gambling because then you just watch the you watch the stock market for that particular coin,
Yeah.
which I got XRP, which there's a lot of hype around right now. Which is first I'm like, this seems like people who invested in it who are just going online, but they're all talking heads like us. They're not, it's not Jamie Dimon. Although, so I put it in XRP because it's like $3 a coin. Not, I think Bitcoin is 115, $118,000 a Bitcoin. I mean,
Right.
you can buy a part of one. But it's interesting once you go down that rabbit hole of investing. And I had some extra cash around. I'm like, I just want to know about this because
Yeah.
it seems
Just
like
try it out.
yeah. So I did that. But again, it is like gambling. Just every day, you're like, oh. And what's funny to me is again, I bought in at on XRP at about $3, 2.98 to $3 a coin. And there are people who bought in at 25 cents. So they're like doing backflips right now. If you had
Yeah. No,
$10,000,
I had a few hundred invested in Ethereum a couple years ago.
oh wow, that's like $4,000 an
Yeah,
Ethereum.
I wish I'd kept it in, but I left after I had made $600.
Oh wow.
But
Well,
right after that, it plummeted. So
right.
I
Well, you
should
got yeah,
have got right back in. I got out when I felt
yeah,
I
yeah.
needed to,
I
and no regrets.
I did that. Well, I did it for a friend. They needed money, and I had Apple stock. I said, well, it was kind of bubbling around, whatever it was. It was like $11,000, and I wanted, they wanted me to loan them 10. So I loaned them 10, thinking, well, I'll just put it back in. And then, of course, they couldn't pay me back for like 2 years.
Was she
And
cute?
And that no, it was a couple actually, just good dear friends, and
Ah,
they paid me back a couple years later. But Apple stock at that point had quadrupled, and I was like, well,
yeah.
all
Well,
right. I needed at that point too. I needed the money anyway. But yeah, as my stockbroker said, if you're going to watch it daily, you'll go insane. You just got to put it in and let it ride for at least a year
well,
or two.
my stockbroker is E.F. Hutton, and E.F. Hutton says, "See, there's a
Nothing
thing
because
that no
he's
one's gonna know."
he's dead. He says nothing.
He
I
said
got
nothing because
yeah.
he's dead.
Was that
You're
the
laughing now.
was it the 80s when that ran? 70s,
Yeah,
80s?
and earlier, yeah, yeah, yeah. When E.F. Hutton talks,
We
people
should
listen.
do we should do it now. My broker's E.F. Hutton. E.F. Hutton says and just cut to a corpse. Um, yeah. So Bitcoin, government censorship, Bitcoin. What else is new? What else are all the kids talking about today?
Well, the death of Robert Redford is a big one.
Yeah, well, for the industry, because he was, yeah, I mean, a pioneer in festivals. I mean, he's the one that kind of made
Festivals.
festivals. But Sundance was,
Yeah,
I mean, God, how many movies that never would have gotten past a VHS or DVD release were,
right.
snatched up. I mean, it became the. I think it's faded a little bit in the
It
last
has. It
years.
has
I mean, because
because
the whole industry has faded a bit and changed.
right.
But it
But
was
there was a lot of accusation of like payola and you know uh, the
at
dirty dealings behind the scenes.
Sundance. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, dirty dealings with studios, not with Sundance itself, but that went on at the
Well,
venue.
with Sundance, like
Oh, okay.
allegedly,
Allegedly,
you know,
allegedly.
supporting films that may not have been uh, on the up and up.
Getting a little greasing the wheels a
I'm, I,
little bit,
some things wheels
but
need grease.
a little bit. Well, anyway, he was
But
a pioneer.
he was one of the last actual movie stars, and for years and years he was the number one bankable star in Hollywood. And I just watched one of my favorite Redford movies, 3 Days of the Condor, last night, and it's so freaking good. And he is so good, and everybody's good at it. But it's it's nice to sort of think about uh, simpler times. You know, may not may not be better times, but certainly simpler.
Well,
Uh,
speaking of simpler times and the movie business, what do you think about? I was talking about it with my movie pals or my industry pals about how we're kind of entering a similar time to the early 70s when the big bloated movies are just not doing, the Hello Dollies of their day and the Marvel movies
right.
of our day.
Yeah. Well, the end of the studio system
The
was
new,
finally taking root, and they were trying all sorts of experimental things to try and boost viewership and increase profits, because this is around the time that the conglomerates began taking over the
right,
studios.
exactly, in the late 60s, early 70s,
Yeah,
Western and all that.
and of course
Well, I
that's
think, well, yeah, go ahead.
no, that's when the the movie stars, or the movie makers of the 70s and 80s
Right,
sort of started.
right.
Coppola,
Out of the SC
Spielberg.
film school, Coppola, Scorsese, all those guys,
Yeah.
Lucas, obviously. Yeah, started doing smaller, more personal films.
Well,
So it's
yeah.
interesting. Well, personal in that they weren't a big. It wasn't Hello Dolly or Cleopatra. It was,
Right. Right. Yeah.
it was
Under $1 million.
yeah, for that time, yeah, which would be a
Yeah.
$5 million movie now, I
Correct.
guess. They're more like Tarantino's. There were more Tarantino's. I know there was a comparison to it in the early '90s again when Tarantino and Fincher and people like that started making,
Yeah.
slightly less
Soderbergh. Yeah.
studio Soderbergh. What's interesting is at the same time we've got Skydance trying to buy everybody. They bought Paramount and CBS and Viacom, that whole thing, and now they're going after Warner Brothers,
Yeah.
which would mean there'd be like 4 studios left under umbrellas.
Well, it's not like it isn't like that now.
Well,
know?
it would be more. It would just be more of that
I,
because
I I'd rather have all these studios owned by people who actually like movies, and
I will say Ellis seems to be a fan of movies, not just
yeah,
a
not
voyeur.
just not just a
Yeah,
uh,
Sherry Redstone was not a fan.
no.
She might have liked a movie, but I mean, she also was a Nepo baby.
Well, who isn't? I
I'm
mean, David Ellison is a nepo baby.
I know, but at least he's a fan. I know, but he's not. Well, yeah, no, he absolutely is. How old is Larry Ellison? Because I just and it could be an old picture of him. There was some article and it showed a picture of him. He looks like he's 67.
I think so.
So he had David when he was 20 or something.
Probably. Yeah. I don't
David
know.
ain't 35. I mean, he was when he got Skydance. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they've done. Their animation has been 2 or 3 for 0. They haven't made anything that anybody liked or watched. And there's good people there. I mean, Lasseter, whether you like his personal stuff, kind of knows what he's doing. I don't know if anything. He's not doing anything on his own there. He's just sort of a supervisor, I guess.
And he's certainly not hugging anyone.
He's not. They keep him in a room with
Yeah.
in a big inflatable ball, or he just rolls out and he goes, "Here's what I think. Here's what I think about this thing." And they've hired a lot of. I mean, friends of mine work there now. I don't know.
What did you have there?
Friends have I. But I don't know what they're doing outside of animation. I know they've got their fingers in some bigger. Didn't they do the Terminator films, or before they started their animation division?
Well, I think they invested in the Terminator films and the Star Trek films.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They were sort of co-producers in the Star Trek films.
He should get docked for that, for hiring J.J. Abrams, not for making Star Trek movies.
I think they've learned their lesson from that.
I think everybody's learned. I don't think J.J. I don't know. I mean, look.
I don't have anything against him as a person.
Oh, I do. He was a jick. And no, I know people work for him. They go, I was like, is that just a bad day? They go, no, he's kind of a dick. He's sort of like, whatever's JJ's about, that's what he's about. And he doesn't really, nice to meet you, whatever. How can you help me? Or I don't give a shit. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't ever want to work with him.
Oh, I see. Sort of like me.
Yeah, kind of like you.
Okay, good to know.
But I do a podcast with you, so you got to be pleasant. Sort of.
Well, you haven't started yet. It's interesting. I was talking to some people, and they were asking about you and saying, "When are you going to do another episode?" I said, "Soon." We just
about me. What were they saying? Do they want to know what I was wearing?
Who's that other guy?
Yeah, who's the other guy? Who's the old guy?
The other hairy guy?
Who's the old guy you do it with? Wait, these are people you didn't know personally, or are these people you know?
Both.
Oh, okay. I'm impressed if anyone who doesn't know us actually.
Well, because I was at a convention in Des Moines. Des Moines last week.
Where was it?
Des Moines.
Oh, Des Moines. Oh,
Iowa.
Howard. Yes.
I'm from Iowa. I only work in outer space.
Yes. Great line from a great film.
A great line from a very adequate film.
Oh wow, you're such an a-hole.
I am.
You are. A very adequate film that outperformed all the others because it was a great film. Yeah, well, that's because people don't have any taste. Yeah, you're right.
According to inflation.
Absolutely, according to inflation.
No.
Yeah. Which one are you going to hold up against it? The motion picture?
Yeah. When you figure in inflation, it absolutely made more money.
It's a terrible movie. That I can just out and out say is a terrible movie. Anyway, let's not go down that rabbit hole. They're different.
The U.S. government canceled Kirk Thatcher.
Good. Fuck them. What has the U.S. government ever done for me? Well, besides the system of roads and
the besides the aqueduct.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all right, fine. But aside from the, that's a great bit. That's why I love Python. They were subtly political without being overt.
Oh my God, that scene in Life of Brian,
right? That's
with them sitting in the seats and talking about he demands the right to have babies.
Right. Right.
I mean, that is so predictive.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
Well, that's what, and it's not really pointing a finger at anybody.
No,
They're saying,
it's just stating the
right,
the logical
absurdity.
progression of all these thoughts
Right.
and how ludicrous some of it is.
I'm being oppressed. Where's the fetus going to gestate?
Yeah, in a box.
I'm being oppressed. I'm being oppressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what was kind of genius about it. They didn't really pick a side. They just sort of pointed out the absurdity
Yeah.
of it all, which is
Just
always
set it all out and let you decide.
the best kind of satire, I think.
I just said that this halibut was good enough for Jehovah.
Right. Any women here? No.
No.
All the absurdities in biblical rules
Mm-hmm.
that they pointed out. Again, not saying that anyone who follows any particular religion is wrong, but
No, but
it was
just
funny.
showing all these
Can't
facts.
laugh if you can't laugh at your beliefs, then you're probably an extremist.
Yeah.
Like you believe in science. Fool. Speaking of science.
I believe in my kind of science.
Exactly. I believe in Christian science, where we go to Jesus and say, what would the formula be to create anti-gravity? 3-Eye Atlas. That is an interesting science fiction kind of story going on. Have you been following that? It's the giant. It's like Oumuamua sized. They thought it was a meteor. Thought it was an asteroid. Now they're not really sure what it is.
Think is piloted.
Well, that's kind of the upper end of the conjecture. But they're also just saying it's doing weird things. It's slowing down. It's changing course. There's, I guess, 2 other large bodies, interstellar bodies that are heading, and they said they're all kind of converging
on this spot.
No, on Mars, yeah, at Mars or next to Mars. The other thing they said is it's changing shape. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, and I've watched some of the YouTube, and I don't know, it's not Scientific American, so it's kind of astro fans. One guy is a guy who just comments daily on the sun and sunspots and what do they call them? Carrington kind of events and solar flares. And he's talking about it, just saying this is really weird. And like Oumuamua, there's a lot of conjecture that it is a piloted craft, or it is not. It is somewhat, there's some conscious design behind it. And it's interesting. And it's just getting, I guess by mid-October, it'll be close enough that we can get some actual decent intel on it.
So that they'll be close enough to be in firing distance. So.
Well, there you go. Speaking of firing distance, you see the video about the UFO that got fired on by a hellfire and it bounced off?
I saw that. I'm not sure I'm not
weird.
Sure.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a little tic-tac-y thing again.
Yeah.
Now, why they fired on it is the question nobody's asking. It's like, well, let's blow it up.
I think they probably have a good reason to fire on it. Because I think that there are people that know things about these things that we shouldn't know.
Why shouldn't? Okay, well, there's a question. Why shouldn't we know?
Because it would cause mass panic.
Mass panic is caused by a guy who farts on the. I mean,
that shouldn't happen either.
Dumb people panic over everything. That's what pisses me off. Is like, oh, we can't let people know that there's alien technology and or craft that either we've developed from crash things or that are coming here and fucking shit up. Like, why wouldn't you want the populace to know?
Because people shouldn't know stuff.
Wow, you're the problem.
I'm not the problem.
You're the mindset. You're the mindset. That's the problem. You're like the church. Knowledge should be kept from the proles because they might panic. It's like, well, people panic over the fucking price of eggs.
Yeah, so that shouldn't happen either. Look, I don't want people to be unduly responding to things that they don't know enough about.
Well, we don't know enough about it.
That's right.
But why can't the government say something?
I would rather look.
Real science is we don't know.
I would rather not know about the giant asteroid heading to Earth that will be destroyed. I would rather not know.
Oh God, I want to know, so I know how much sex I can have before we're blown up.
Yeah, the answer is none. So.
Well, yeah, for you, not for me, buddy. The answer is none. See, you're that's so cynical.
Yeah.
Here,
That's
you're one of those people. Like, if you could accurately depict or decipher
predict.
the day you were going to die, would you want to know it? And
No,
you'd be like, no. See, I'm. This is
nope.
why we're a good podcast. We are diametrically opposed on important things. I absolutely would want to know. I would time my life out. I'm going to do this, 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 and if it was 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years, I would stretch it out accordingly. I would have places to go.
No,
People would do.
there lies madness.
It's not madness. It's
It
planning.
is. It is
How
because
is that madness?
your last week you would be freaking the hell out.
No, I'd be in the hell
No,
out.
you wouldn't.
Well, okay. If I was hit by a meteor, yes. If I was like going to be decrepit, then everything. Then you're going. A friend of mine. This is tragic, but we had this discussion. She called me up. She said, "Hey, can I talk to you?" I'm like, "Sure." And she said, "I'm dying." I'm like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" She goes, "I have the short version. I have a very rare disease. Only like 5 people have ever been diagnosed with it. There's nothing they can do, and I'm slowly going to lose control of my whatever. It's rapid senescence." And I said, "Holy shit!" And she said, "One of the things I want to do is see you and hang out because I love you and I know you're going to treat this the right way." And I said to her, "The worst thing about that kind of thing is people going, 'Hi, how are you?' People used to have fun and laugh with, like, 'Okay, do you want to go out?" And it's human nature to want to be kind and but she's like, I took it as a compliment. "You're not going to be that guy." I'm like, "No, let's go out and get drunk and be stupid." She's like, "Yes, that's what I want and that's what I need." So she and I have exactly the same attitude towards it. If someone gave you, and they told her that kind of typical medical thing, like it could be 6 months, it could be 3 years, we don't know, but it's not. The graph goes like that. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try and see her in the next month and go hang out and be stupid. What's that?
You're going to try and see her.
Well, I'm going to see her. I'm just trying. The actual dates we're working on. And she originally said, I mean, it was flattering. She said, I've only told like 10 or 12 people. And then she kind of announced it because I think, she wants the world to know. But that's how I would be. I would not want your version of it where it's like, nope, we're not going to tell you. So go have fun. I mean, that to me, the opposite of you going the last week would be crazy. Every day I'd be crazy. Like, is this the day? I mean, what it would, the way my mind works, it would absolutely vapor lock and freeze me. I wouldn't be able to get anything done. I'd be like,
that's the normal state of humanity is that we don't know when we're going to go, so that we should treat every day as if it were our last and try and be.
But you don't.
But you don't. But that's okay.
That's why if you know, you can calendarize it.
No,
I don't know.
you can't.
I mean, that's fine. Neither of us are wrong.
You're going to be constantly in regret. Oh, should I have done that? Should I have done that? No.
Well, that's what everyone is like that on their deathbed. But if you're given a calendar, you'd be like, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. Because you do. Yeah. So there. I win. It is interesting, though. And that is why you don't think people should know things like, are there aliens visiting on the planet visiting? Have we got? I totally would want to know. I think it's a crime against humanity that they've kept any information like that. Now there's tons of bullshit around it, and hucksters and schemers and grifters who've made money and control, which is but that's because they don't release the information. I think, yeah, I if I were president of the universe, I would be like, here's what we know. And if people go, are they good or bad? Like, we don't know. Some of them don't bother us. Some of us fuck with us. Some of them basically just come and, pick the mushrooms that they need to run their spaceships and leave. Like, okay, just sort of like everything else in the world. There's good, bad.
And there's bad news. It's a cookbook.
Yeah. Well, there's another thing about how many people go missing every year in the United States. And you can boil it down to how many people go missing in national parks, how many children go missing, how many, It's a staggeringly large number for something nobody really talks about unless you go on, some specific YouTube channel where they talk about the number of missing children, which assuming is mostly sex trafficking or human trafficking. National parks is weird. There's some, I forget which one of the big ones like Yellowstone or Yosemite, one of the bigger parks where there's literally a yearly disappearance rate. And sometimes they have them and sometimes they don't.
Lose Your Kids Park.
Exactly. It's right next to Nellis Air Force. But no, I think so. Anyway, back to A31 Atlas, which I love, which is it's the third interstellar asteroid, I guess, or I don't know if they said it's not a comet, so I guess that puts it under an asteroid. But they're saying it's got a lot of anomalous, so it's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Um, they are, but I'm fascinated by it. Uh, I mean, Trump would love that. It would get us everyone off the Epstein files. Giant comet's going to destroy the Earth. Yes, yes, finally something that people can obsess over. Um, I was going to pitch a TV show called The Epstein Files.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like the X Files, the Epstein Files. Oh, there you go. That's even a better.
I want to see it as a sequel to Welcome Back, Kotter. It's the Juan Epstein files.
Oh, Mr. Cotta. Oh, that was a horseshot.
Wow, that was a combination of a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Vinny Barbarino. Hey, Mr. Cotta. They all went on to have no careers except for John Travolta.
That's correct.
Ron Palillo, nothing. Robert Hedges, nothing. Even Cotter,
Gabe
Gabe
Cap.
Kaplan, nothing.
Well, he's still around. Marcia Strassman died.
He died, yeah, of cancer quite soon after, which was tragic.
Not that soon. It was about 20 years after, because
I thought it was like
she did the Honey, I Blew Up the Kids movies.
Oh, I'd forgotten that. Those were fun.
Yeah.
I hear Rick Moranis is getting back together for not only Spaceballs, but he's doing a bit with going to do Bob and Doug McKenzie, who I always loved.
Oh, well.
Have you ever met either? Have you ever met Dave Thomas or Rick?
I met Rick on Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Oh, of course. But I didn't know if you interacted with him.
I didn't get to know him very well, no.
I've had dinner with Dave Thomas a couple times with in LA.
I love Dave Thomas.
He is the nicest, funniest guy. Just exactly what you'd think. I've never met Rick. I know people work with him, such as yourself, but I'm looking forward to that. Are there any movies coming out this Christmas season, Thanksgiving to Christmas? Any big ones that were? I can't think of any.
What are we waiting for?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Should be the new title of our podcast.
What the hell are we waiting for?
What are we waiting for? I think that should be the title of this one. What are we waiting for?
We're waiting for A31 Alpha.
Yeah, that's right. People of Earth, we come in peace. People of Earth, we come in peas. You have sex with peas. Yes, it's how we propagate our species.
Bring us your peas.
Bring us your peas. We only seek peas with your planet. See, there's a comedy. Let's write that. We
come in peas.
We come in peas. Visualize curled peas. Yes.
Well, that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
It would be the sequel to the other sequel to Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Why are these peas sticky? I think you should play the alien commander, and they saw War of the Worlds, and I think that the people we would trust to talk about aliens was Orson Welles. So you should play him as you've made yourself over to look like the great Orson Welles.
It's a can of peas, a big dish of peas, when I say in July. Yes, always.
Always.
I'm always, but past that.
You
see, I think it's so nice to see a snow-covered field and say every July peas grow there.
This is we could do this for under $5 million.
It's easy peasy.
But a friend of mine is making a movie. My good friend Michael Callio is making a movie for $30,000, and I don't know how I'm going to have a little cameo in it for 2 hours of shooting, but I'm stunned that anyone can make anything for less than $100,000, $200,000. But he claims he's going to make a movie. What's funny about it is his production team is more organized than pretty much anything I've worked on since.
Well, you have to be.
Well,
That's
that's what I mean. But they're like, everything's buttoned at emails explaining, here's what's happening. Sign up here. We need you, blah, blah, blah. Fill out these forms.
yeah, that sounds really annoying.
It's a
Actually,
little, it's shocking more than annoying. Like, I'm impressed, but I'm also like, good Lord, I've worked on Disney. I've worked on movies, it would cost hundreds of millions of dollars, and they weren't this organized. I would
well,
say Jedi was.
that's
Jedi
why
was.
they cost hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah. Jedi was pretty organized. That was just like moving an army. I
Yeah,
think they're
but look what we got. See,
one of the best movies ever made, Darren. I
see
understand.
again, your perception is twisted a little.
Um, but also by that time they'd made this was the third one, so they kind of. But I remember the crew on location was something like 350 people.
That's insane.
It was moving an army.
Yeah,
They would load us into private planes and fly 120 of us to whatever to Oregon or the Yuma, Arizona.
hey, Ed, we're going to England.
Oh, the English crew was probably one of the smaller ones because people could go home. The location stuff was nuts because
Yeah,
I mean just the
you can't
Ewoks
go.
only had 80 little people and about 40 people to just keep them alive and put them in their costumes and wash them and all wash the costumes, not the little people. They wash themselves. But I'm
With,
just there
with
added to the regular
fire.
crew. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Well, I actually spent part of my drive home from Vegas listening to the Return of the Jedi soundtrack, the full score.
oh, the
Uh,
score, not the soundtrack.
yeah, the
Or
score.
oh, okay. Well, the soundtrack I always think is like the actual audio track, but you
No,
mean
that's. Oh no,
yeah,
no, that's just music.
right?
But
And
it's great.
yeah,
It's great. Some of that music is really amazing, and some people might say that it was near the end of Williams's uh, really deft handling of movie
sure.
music. But I think
Well,
it's
did some
marvelous.
good, he did some good stuff in Home Alone. I thought that was a great
Yeah,
thing.
but again, this is a different. It's sort of a different
Yeah, yeah.
thing.
I mean, but it was he scaled it to the. But yeah, I remember his son wrote the Cy Snoodle song,
Yes,
which we
Lopkina.
we shot to. It was filmed to Rick
Rick.
James Super Freak.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and so he wrote, and then there were lyrics in English, which was a
Oh, I know. I know them.
fancy man is coming. And we were all like, wow, and
My whole frame is thumping.
it's really bad. I
So
mean,
I'm shaping up and working out.
taping up and working out. Yep. The other revelation
Yes.
about Jedi, which I stunned an audience a few years ago at a Star Wars conference, or no, I guess it was just a regular. I think it was not Comic Con. What else? A WonderCon in LA. They had a
Uh-huh.
big Star Wars panel, and because Kenner's toy of what's his name, the blue guy with the flippers, uh,
Max Rebo.
Max Rebo, they gave him little like podgy elephant feet. Everyone thought
Right.
that he had feet, and I said no. His feet were his flippers, and that's what he's playing with. He's sitting on his butt. If you look
Mm-hmm.
at the on the cat, and people were like stunned, like what? And I was like, why would you think otherwise? And I didn't because I didn't buy the
Since
toys.
they made the toy wrong,
Oh yeah, and I was like, why did George prove that?
because it
Didn't
costs just as much to buy a crappy toy as an accurate toy.
I wonder if. Well, I think Tom Spina is probably releasing the maquette. He's been doing that. He's been casting
Right.
and like doing limited editions of at Regal Robot, which are great.
Yeah. No, they do good work.
If he's done Max, we called him Blue Ball Jet or Red Ball Jet. That's what we called him because he has those red balls sitting around it, and he's totally a rip, like a direct copy of a Mobius drawing.
Ah,
Jean Giraud, and I think it's
yeah.
in The Long Tomorrow, the Dan O'Bannon story. He's just a background
Wow.
character, and just George he was a huge Mobius fan, as was Joe Johnston, and I guess I don't know if Phil Tippett was a fan or he just went, yeah, it's a cool design because it's just so random. Um, But yeah, there you go. There's some nuggets of history.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, I know something.
That song is entirely removed. That song is no longer in the show.
Yeah, it's the new version. They wrote a new crappy song.
Yeah.
I read the galleys of the making of Star Trek 4 by the Tanu.
Oh yeah. Yes. We spent some time with them at Des Moines because they live in that area.
Oh, they're a lovely couple.
They're
It's
great.
great, man.
They talked about their Star Trek 3 book, which is really good.
Yeah, it just came out, right? It just
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great, and I just read the galleys, and it's marvelous. I think I'm going to have a. They had me proofread my interview or my interview quotes to make sure they weren't. It was minor tweaking just to make things make a little sense, more sense than I normally do when I'm
Any sense
at all. But yeah, I ordered the Star Trek 3 book on Amazon. And so the Star Trek 4 book is just as good.
Cool.
So that's fun. Probably they want it for next year.
Yeah.
So look for me signing copies of that. And another book came out called Making Monsters. I should have had it here. It's now available on Amazon, and I'm in that actually more than I thought I would be. It's about making creatures for movies and television.
Are you one of the monsters that they're making?
I am. There's a whole. What shocked me is I'm a double-page spread of me.
Jesus.
With the Klingon, I know, and
with the Klingon dog.
The Klingon dog, which what they call a Clark or a Thark or I don't know, not Thark. They have some name for it. They retcon.
Well, they retconned because the name of a Klingon animal, a pig animal, is a targ. So I think that's what they call it. But it's not a targ.
It's not a targ. Everyone knows it's not a targ. We called it Fluffy.
It's a dog-agator.
Exactly, a dog. The Ken Ralston design, very Ken Ralston, his style. But there's a picture of me, like the double page. I was like, Jesus. I mean, I thought, I'm a minor player. I'm a B player in the movie monster.
Is this with your face up in the seat of the Klingon bridge?
Yes, my head under Chris Lloyd's butt, with my right arm. No, but it's not. It's just a picture of me when I was painting it or patching it and finishing it. But it's a double page spread. So that was cool. I need to actually, I told them I would take pictures of it, me holding it and put it on social media. But we're doing a signing at the Academy, like October 25th, I think.
Oh, that's exciting.
The Motion Picture Academy. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm getting a bunch of us together. So I'm bringing a copy for all the people there to sign. So I'll have a fancy copy.
Nice.
And that's the only time you're going to get my signature.
Fancy man is coming.
In peace.
And on that note,
it would be great if that's the song that the aliens love because they think that's what humans think. They're like, they have like a 3D whole presentation for Earth. We've made your favorites. Yeah. Good times. Wait, did we filled an hour? Look at us.
We did. We're funny that way.
Oh my God. Well, just good.
So thanks for joining us for another one of these bullshit sessions.
This is very, very important information. That
we are going to have guests again one day, but until we get our schedules aligned,
we have to drug them first.
It's not tenable.
Yes, it is. It's not even 11able.
I just said that.
You did?
You just don't.
I couldn't hear you because I was saying.
Yes. Well, we do share a brain occasionally.
Oh God, and facial hair. Although mine's fluffier. As it gets
definitely
bigger,
fluffy.
it gets very fluffy.
It gets much bigger.
Much bigger. It's very fluffy.
Yeah.
Like a poodle. It's sort of like Bob Ross's hair, except it's on my beard. Anyway,
it looks like happy little clouds is what it looks like.
It does, yeah.
And on that note,
I washed and took all the peas out. All right.
Okay, then. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
Love you more than your parents. Well,
maybe. We don't know, but probably.
We don't know, yeah.
Thanks. Next time.
The Weirded Beardos are Kirk Thatcher and Darren Doctorman. email them at theweirdedbeardos@gmail.com.